The world is full of jaw-dropping scenes that happen in the blink of an eye, and today you're about to witness the most unbelievable ones ever recorded. These are the clips that make you pause, rewind, and question reality itself. Buckle up, because these incredible moments caught on camera will leave you speechless from start to finish. Our focus is never sharp when we are in a rush. This cute fox truly knows how to enjoy life. If you are terrified of spiders, Australia will feel like a living hell to you. It's a good thing she checked above her just in time to notice the camera recording. A truly enchanting sight from the top of the mountain. The clouds below look like a sea of fog. The moment you get your license and finish a fast and furious marathon, that's when you absolutely should avoid driving. This is a truly incredible moment from the beach where he asked her to marry him. They ran out of things to do, so they had to invent this new activity. At first glance, this appears to be a luxurious, starry sky roof often seen in high-end cars. This unique pattern was created by a massive hailstorm that completely destroyed the ceiling. The last thing you want is a wheel coming off in the middle of your trip. The pilot, in a reckless burst of bravado, steered the passenger jet weaving between skyscrapers as if starring in an action movie. When they asked him how safe this was, he casually shrugged and said, 50-50. It sounded almost playful, until you remembered that his 50-50 was a coin toss between life and death. They were incredibly lucky. This crash could so easily have been fatal. She got ready and stepped out of the house, never imagining that just a few steps later she would trip and fall right in front of her own door. The bear was digging through roadside trash when the police showed up. He bolted instantly, sprinting off like a guilty thief caught in the act. Clearly, his relationship with the dog wasn't great because the moment the dog broke free from its cage, he took off running. How do you explain to your wife that you only meant to mow the lawn, but somehow ended up shattering a window? The bridge collapsed just a few meters from the car. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but it was a close call no one will forget. A bear wandered into a supermarket and acted like a perfectly normal shopper, strolling down the aisles, inspecting the shelves, and then casually walking back outside.
Wow.
With a single sweep of his skis, he triggered an avalanche, turning a peaceful mountainside into a roaring rush of snow. A little humor never hurts, though it really does depend on who you're joking with. Amazing job, isn't it?
I can't get it. just walk out. Stupid ass water bottle, bro.
Looks like her day didn't exactly go as planned. At a popular tourist spot in Greenland, visitors admired the massive glacier stretching before them. Suddenly, a huge chunk broke off and plunged into the water, sending waves of fear through everyone watching. The parrot seized the moment for a free taxi ride, hopping aboard like it owned the place.
Essa foi a maior, peraí. Pera um pouquinho, né? Não vai pegar você. Deixa eu abrir, né? Mas... Essa foi a maior.
Even the worst fisherman would score a catch here. There are that many fish. They're leaping out of the water so wildly it looks like the sea is boiling with them. Can you believe it's really this much? It almost feels unreal. There are so many birds swirling overhead, screeching as they circle, that the sky looks straight out of a horror film. It's the kind of scene that sends a chill down your spine. He managed to dodge the reckless cyclist, only to crash straight into the trash bins instead. Meanwhile, the cyclist just kept riding, completely unfazed by the chaos left behind. An almost unbelievable sight, a girl diving side by side with a gigantic whale, moving together as if they were lifelong best friends. It's the kind of moment that feels more like a dream than reality. Good thing he had that safety rail on the bed. It's the only reason he didn't smack into anything. One small barrier made a big difference. A massive whale, yet it moves and leaps with such effortless grace you'd never guess its weight. The parrot tried to make a run for it, but someone nearby reacted like a professional goalkeeper, snatching it out of the air with effortless precision. The escape plan ended almost as quickly as it began. It really was a chain reaction crash, yet they somehow kept driving one after another as if the whole thing had been perfectly choreographed. An unbelievable crash at the intersection, hit from the side. The car shot forward straight into the building's glass entrance. It was chaos in a split second. I don't know about you, but there's no chance I'd watch a volcanic eruption from that close. That view might be stunning, but it's way too daring for me. A tiger burst into the cafe chasing a cat, and the moment one man realized what was happening, he bolted out the door. It went from calm to pure chaos in a heartbeat. Feeding a turtle this big might not be the safest idea, but he doesn't seem afraid, probably because it's practically his pet. The trust between them is as surprising as the size of the turtle itself. This is what happens when your tires are worn out and you don't adjust your speed to the road conditions. One bad decision and the car does the rest. What do you think? Real animal or just a toy? On the wet road, the motorcyclist slipped and went down, coming within a second of sliding under an oncoming truck. Thanks to the truck driver's quick reaction, A tragedy was narrowly avoided. Shopping in this store instantly turned into chaos. The floor lifted, and within seconds the place was flooding. People sometimes forget that surveillance cameras are now absolutely everywhere. Explosion lit up the sky and shattered into several blazing fragments. It was a spectacle that left everyone staring upward in disbelief. A piece from the truck ahead flew off and slammed straight into the man's windshield, shattering it on impact. It happened so fast he barely had time to react. Some traditions celebrate by releasing a breathtaking sea of colorful balloons into the sky. It's a moment that turns the whole horizon into a living, floating spectacle. They missed the landslide by just a few meters. It doesn't get any closer than that. Looks like luck was definitely on their side today. Jumping out of a plane is an unforgettable rush, pure adrenaline from the moment you leap. But for some people, it's the kind of thing they can't even imagine doing. A gigantic water serpent was caught on camera slipping back into the darkness of the deep. One moment it was there, the next it vanished like a shadow beneath the surface. He seemed determined to scare the neighbors with giant skeletons on his lawn for Halloween. But one skeleton had other plans, giving him a fright when he checked the security camera. A massive drone capable of lifting a person. Could this be the future of personal transportation? Watching it hover effortlessly, it feels like science fiction coming to life. Earthquakes are undeniably terrifying, sending people into panic and making mistakes almost inevitable. These ones got lucky. The falling piece of ceiling didn't hit anyone. This is what it looks like when birds migrate, a sky packed with flapping wings, moving as one vast, mesmerizing cloud. Watching it is like witnessing nature's greatest parade in motion. We often underestimate how dangerous chargers and batteries can be. Here, an entire room nearly went up in flames. One small spark, and it could have been disaster. This guy clearly knows how to create an unforgettable moment for every visitor. It's the kind of thrill no one will forget anytime soon. There was probably a tornado nearby, judging by the way it sent everything flying. The chaos it left behind looked straight out of a disaster movie. A spectacular parachute descent, gliding over the lake as if drifting on water, ending with a perfect landing on solid ground. It was a display of skill and grace in the air. What was once unthinkable and only seen in movies is now reality. A man soaring through the air with something strapped to his back. It's human flight brought to life. You could call this a clever trap. He managed to catch several deer at once. A masterstroke of strategy in the wild. While grilling, he accidentally dropped his phone onto the hot grill, and after a few seconds, it ignited on its own. In a panic, he threw it onto a canvas bench and pillow, which quickly caught fire too, turning a simple cookout into chaos. Firefighting has never looked so spectacular. A plane streaking across the sky, releasing a vivid red blaze to combat the flames below. It's both dramatic and mesmerizing to watch. Owning a dangerous dog isn't easy, especially when it meets another. Tension spikes instantly.
What did I say?
This is precision at its finest. While one plane takes off, another lands right behind it. Every second is perfectly orchestrated. Just when he thought he'd caught a big fish, an even bigger one came along and snatched it right from him. The ocean can be full of surprises. After spilling everything, he'll probably never fetch beers for the gang again. To top it off, his buddy even took off his shorts afterward. What a chaotic scene. After all these years, the time for change has finally come. Whether it's tearing down and building anew or renovating the old structure, one thing is certain, a transformation is on the way. He came to the shocking realization that the stream was never turned off. They put off the yard work, and nature responded with a sudden snowfall. Even so, they weren't backing down and decided to mow anyway. New robots are showing increasingly rapid advancements in their technology and design. Specifically, this model is now capable of displaying facial expressions that are identical to those of humans. To see this as a kid would have been a dream come true, a real-life bumblebee. This bird landed right here. Who would have thought it would find a friend in this exact spot? What a huge caterpillar! I can only imagine the resulting butterfly's wingspan. It may not be a diamond, but the artist has created something truly beautiful, a crystal whose value is simply priceless. Once you dive deep into the ocean among hundreds of fish, every single problem simply disappears. The Brooklyn Botanic Garden hosts a breathtaking annual light show that transforms its landscape into a dazzling, illuminated wonderland after dark. This is a controlled demolition operation on the mountain, designed to prevent unpredictable natural disasters. The thin sheet of water on the beach perfectly reflects the sky, making riding a bicycle feel exactly like gliding across the clouds or through heaven. It's a bizarre sight. CO2 emissions are creating a kind of living sand in the desert where drop stones completely vanish. These guys might be the only people who hate winter even more than I do. He keeps taking the car back to the shop for the same tire issues, never realizing the entire tire itself is destroyed. Maybe she's trying to pull off the John Cena move. You can't see me. What a bizarre sight on the shore. These eerie sculptures were created by an unknown artist, or perhaps by someone a little unhinged. You decide. Would you like to have her as your neighbor? It appeared as if the entire tree was moving, but the truth is, there were thousands of tiny insects for whom the tree is home. This is one of the most intriguing statues I've ever seen. It's located in New Orleans, and trust me, watching it for a few minutes will seriously give you a stiff neck. Now this is what you call a 1 in a million moment caught on camera. This incredible drone footage captures a shark trying to catch prey by charging into a dense school of small fish. The fish stick together to form a massive bait ball, attempting to trick the predator into thinking they are one large entity. The liquid flowing from the stump is primarily sap, which is water and nutrients transported from the roots up through the tree's vascular system. Divers immerse themselves in the deep ocean, often in tropical waters, to deliberately encounter and swim alongside various species of sharks. This unique practice requires calm and controlled movements. Sometimes, witnessing something like this is the exact reason children decide to dedicate themselves to science. What of you? A rocket launch scene from the apartment balcony. I am genuinely speechless about this. The waterfall looks like something straight off another planet. This adorable dog is completely deserving of a loving home. This frozen river has a magical quality, looking like a scene pulled straight from a fantasy epic. Pancake ice consists of circular pieces of ice that form on the surface of cold water, usually in conditions where waves are present. It begins when small, needle-like ice crystals, known as Brazil ice, clump together into slushy patches. It looks like they really embrace the philosophy of working smarter, not harder. It's hard to decide if his creations are more amazing than the fascinating process he uses to make them. I was completely unaware of this species of animal until I stumbled upon this video clip. Certain bodies of water can suddenly turn a striking, vivid blue color, closely resembling the fantastical appearance of the world seen in the movie Avatar. This intense coloration is not magic, but is instead caused by the massive presence of specific types of microscopic algae or plankton. These organisms contain unique pigments or emit bioluminescence, which, when concentrated in large numbers, dramatically changes the water's appearance. The inner part of the icicle is melting, making the running water visible inside the column of ice. Picture yourself alone in this forest after dark, and then running into this. How creepy! Check out this strange sea animal he pulled up. If you know the species, drop the name in the comments. Look at that branch floating above the lake. I wonder if this is where witches actually come to procure their broomsticks. This is the place where two oceans touch, but fail to immediately mix due to differences in density. Unlike snow avalanches, the sand flows more like a fluid and generates a distinct, low-frequency rumbling sound as the millions of grains cascade downward. They utilize this remarkable adaptation primarily for instant camouflage, communication with other fish, or as a response to changes in their environment or stress. It was an incredible scene to find this pipe clogged in the yard, a truly unpleasant sight that many would find horrifying. That just sent shivers right down my spine. The goal is to learn from others' screw-ups, but this guy can't seem to learn anything, even from his own. He saved the tire, yet the car itself slipped right away. It seems nature never fails to amaze. What we are seeing now is the most incredible sight of the whole year. The volcano is releasing perfect smoke rings formed from the gases. The sky above presents a truly incredible and dramatic display of nature's power. It is entirely filled with countless flashes of lightning. Look at that smoke. Would you be brave enough for this kind of volcano climbing adventure? Is this just an optical illusion, or are we perhaps witnessing some kind of bizarre, unearthly phenomenon? They say these are just storm clouds, but if I saw this live, I would think we were being attacked by aliens. Do you believe in mermaids? Termites, numbering in the thousands within a single colony, are highly organized social insects that work ceaselessly to build and maintain their extensive, complex nests. Watching the fireflies glow in the evening is a sight I fondly recall from when I was a kid. Absolutely no fireworks display can even come close to competing with this drone show. Look at that incredible display of cooperation, ants forming a living bridge with their bodies on his property. This is a common phenomenon known as asymmetrical growth, which is typically caused by unequal exposure to key environmental factors. If this isn't the strongest real-life Beyblade ever made, I don't know what is. After the forest fire, the landscape looks like an apocalypse, especially these trees that are still burning internally. What country do you think will have the best New Year's Eve fireworks display this year? It's not recommended to even ride a bike in these conditions. He waited for this moment for the entire year.